I'm coming on early. You know, I got my son with me or whatever, so we kicking it. So I want to do this before he get up. But it's been crazy, man. Ashville, voodoo retribution, government land grabs, spiritualizing. Interesting. So we're gonna go into this for maybe like 30 minutes or so, but I just got some stuff I want y'all to see. Um, we have to avoid distractions. Distractions come in many ways and many forms. So we have to understand that certain things are not meant to be attached to in certain ways. And let me explain. Okay. First thing I'm gonna show y'all. Now look, the first thing, well, Asheville is first because of the lettering, but let's start with the voodoo retribution. Okay. And this is very, very important because, like I told y'all before, the stuff that's going on is spiritual. And until we realize that it's spiritual first, a lot of it will kind of be all over the place, kind of won't make sense for real. But once you start putting it all together in the right sequence of events, you'll begin to see a picture. Now check this out. Hold on, let me add this to my screen. Hold on. Let's see what we got. All right, let me put this back up again. There we go. Check this out. Okay, now look. Because I want y'all to read that. Take a few seconds, you know what I'm saying? Read that. Read that. Now, this was published on December 3rd of 2023 now. Okay. So read this. Very interesting article. Now, Diddy's Azili Dantour tattoo leads to speculation that he's been cursed for his alleged misdeeds. This was December 3rd, 2023. Because remember last year, this is when it started. People starting to like kind of speculate, look that way, this and that third. Okay. Now it's interesting that this hasn't come up in this time. And most people have never heard of this before. But this tattoo is on his back. Okay. Now, it's a Haitian spirit, is known for her protection of women and children. Okay. Says that many have theorized that Diddy's recent legal troubles are a result of angering the voodoo spirit, which represents the divinity of love. What has he been calling himself lately? Has he not been calling himself love? You can call me love. You can call me love, right? Okay, now watch. But it's also likened to an angry mother by some anthropologists. Due to Diddy's alleged victims being women and children, some believe that Ezeli Dantour is working against the Bad Boy Records founder as a form of retribution. Retribution. So that means that he invoked the deity, angered the deity, and now the deity is getting them back. Okay. Okay. Now this is the time for payback. Okay. Look at this. Here's a picture of the deity. Interesting. If you're a Haitian or practice the religion, you already know what's up. The tattoo on Diddy's back is Ezeli Dantour. Okay. exposing Usher to older women, a hypersexual lifestyle trying to get him to lose his virginity when Usher around 14, 15. Look at this. So, that's irregardless. What we're here for is the spirit. Look at this. This is the tattoo that's on Diddy's back. Ezeli Dantour. Now, I went a little bit further because, once I see the name, now I got to go see what it's about. So look at this. Ezeli Dantour, Haitian voodoo. Deep dive. Terrifying. The very first word. This is the adjective many have used to describe this fearsome Iwa, the mother of Haiti, and the Pet-12 nation. Petu. Mighty, fiery, and full of rage. Dantour inspires the kind of fear normally only produced by an irate IRS agent with an axe to grind, nothing to lose in a bad case of boredom. Yet to her people, she brings a love and protection rarely found elsewhere. So, why would you use this energy? Okay? Why would you use this energy and then disrespect the people, her people? It's interesting. So, while her name has several variations, Ezeli Danto, Ezeli Dantour, Ezeli or Erzuli Danto. She is a force of nature. So, if you have many variations, that means that some variations are positive and some variations are negative, depending on who's receiving the energy from her. So, Dantour's first real appearance in possession was at a ceremony held in Bois Kiam in northern Haiti. That's America. Told you, man, we the practitioners of the magic. On August 14th, 1791. It was way before that. That was just when the white man witnessed it. See, this stuff been going on. This is ancient. Okay. This was the very ceremony that would spark the Haitian Revolution and transform the face of the country, the world, and voodoo forever. Okay. So they called on Ezeli to relieve them from the French Haitian Revolution off of this name, Dantour, Ezeli. Interesting. So, everything in voodoo has layers of meaning from the rough, obvious, esoteric surface to deeper down into a more profound and wider understanding. Dantour is no different and has at her heart a core concept, but we'll get to that. Dantour is a black woman. They say black woman, okay? They try to relate it to African some type of way. No. Mayan, Aztec, Inca, Olmec, ancient, American, Haiti, it's American, West Indies, compared to India superior. Come on. At times, not wealthy, depending on who is telling the story. Who has what she has due to the sweat of her brow and the strength that she has to keep what is hers. And she will keep what is hers. Okay? Now look. She's fierce in everything she does and comes out with one or more daggers in possession. She can be seen stomping or dancing about, daggers flashing in the light and fury in her wide eyes. The spirit with which she runs are some of the most fiery women voodoo has to offer. None of them come to play. Motherhood is central to who she is. When represented with Catholic imagery, it is the Black Madonnas. So when you see the Black Madonna, the Pope is bowing down to Ezeli, ancient American blood. There was a time when nobody on this land would mess with our people. They knew better. They still to this day know better because they know what we're capable of. We'll get there. Okay? Now look, here they go. A memory of African scarification. See, here's the thing about it being African. The Africans only worship these deities. They worship these people. You see. But when you go back further, Just the thing. That's when I'm trying to stop everything in Africa. You have to go back further than Africa. Then you'll understand that the people that they were worshiping come from America. Uh, that's the part they keep forgetting to tell you. The deities they're worshiping have an origin, and they come from America. Interesting. So look at that. That look like an African to you? Look at the hair. That's an African. Does that look like an African to you? Okay. This is Reda Dantor, a variation of Razili, protection mother goddess. You understand? So look, you can call on Razili to bring wealth to you. Okay. Now look, let's see if I can find it here. To strike down those who would harm children with the fury of one whose child was torn from her nourishing breast. This is Dantor coming to fight not for victory alone, but for revenge. Okay? White became red, coolness became heat, water became fire. War changes a person or spirit, and Dantor became a soldier, a Haitian Amazon. Come to avenge every murdered or suffering man, woman, and child whose blood screamed out from the earth into the thick air of a Caribbean night. And with her, over 13 years of terrible war, oppressed people came to stand in their own might, being no longer enslaved but now Haitian. They ripped the white from the French flag, created the Haitian one out of the remaining blue. That is a lot of information to say that this is just a made up thing. Now, I want to point out something to you. He has this image on his back, okay, and at the base of his neck, the golden crown. Look, this image, she's wearing a crown at the base of the neck. There's another representation. Now we gotta understand what is going on here, because you can take these energies and use them in certain ways. You know what I'm saying? This is a fierce warrior, a mother, a kind mother, victorious queen. The story of Dantor is the story of Haiti, because they called on this energy in order to free themselves from oppression. Okay? So now this same energy is known to work. So what would a fool do? Think he can use it to gain himself wealth and abundance? Why? Because remember, Izuli is a vengeful Iwa. And if you offend her, she can take away what she gives you just as quickly. Now listen. Azuli is associated with all things luxurious, including jewelry, dancing, flowers, and more. She is associated with material wealth and success in the material world. The Loas often called on to share the spiritual knowledge required to find success in the physical realm. What that lady said? If you're Haitian or practice religion, you already know what's up. The tattoo on Diddy's back is Ezili Dantour. What are you doing at the water, my boy? What you doing down here at the water, my boy? Huh? Look, it's called on to share the spiritual knowledge required to find success in the physical realm. And unlike many Iwa, the success that she gives is never fool's gold or short lived. It is a kind of tangible success that can pass between generations. Okay. So when you first invoke the deity, you had a positive request. How do I find success? But your heart would do any means to get there. But remember that Azuli is vengeful. If you offend her, she can take away what she gives just as quickly. She can be associated with greed, as she is covetous and is sorrowful that she cannot have all the things that she desires. This is literally describing this man's personality. She is often in tears due to her despair at the limitation of life's abundance. There's more to have. I want more. Why do you think he went after that alcohol company, the largest alcohol spirit distributor in the world? I want more. Okay. She is a beacon to the ambitious, but also a warning against unrestrained desires. You gotta have your limits. Azula is either depicted as a black Madonna with two scars on her face or as an upper class woman, usually light skin, mixed race, and fine, expensive clothing. In contrast to Maman Brigitte, who is vulgar in her dress and behavior. Azuli, while a flirt, has impeccable manners and a secretive allure. And that not did it? The colors of the goddess are pink, blue, white, and gold. So listen, she always appears with her three rings and often with a dagger, which may pierce her heart, representing the pain that often accompanies the joy of love. What was Diddy call himself? Love. Due to her associated with there is love, it is no surprise that her Vivi is based on a heart. Vivi are symbols drawn on the floor in a cornflower at the start of a voodoo ritual. As a part of the summon of the Iwa, while the Vivi of each Iwa must contain important elements, practitioners can create their own individual versions. While sacrificing to Izuli, she is pleased to receive anything considered decadent. Her favorite things include jewelry, perfume, sweet cakes, and fine liquors. What are you sacrificing? See, if you're giving her favorite things, jewelry, perfume, sweet cakes, and fine liquors, there's no sacrifice. Let's look up the definition of the word sacrifice. Okay, now, the act of offering something to a deity in propitiation or homage, especially the ritual slaughter of an animal or a person. This is the number one. The victim of the meaning of sacrifice is the act of offering to a deity something precious, especially the killing of a victim on an altar. Sacrifice is the offering of material possessions or the lives of animals or humans to a deity. Listen, sacrifice is the offering of material possessions and the lives of animals or humans to a deity. Now, you gotta understand. You gotta start putting all this stuff together. So I'm gonna show you something. See, the look, this man is indicted on sex trafficking. Okay, now racketeering, sex trafficking. Okay, now look, sex trafficking. So what are you doing? What do you have here? This is what I see. Let me tell you what I see. This person called Love, who is literally using Azuli's energy in the negative, okay, is sacrificing children to this deity and a means to gain the possessions of the world. Now, here's the thing. Here's where things get very, very interesting. Okay. Now, let's see. So, Azulian tarot represents the Venus factor. Okay, so Venus, we already know that was the goddess of love. Aphrodite or Venus? It was Venus. I think it was Venus. I think Venus was the mother of Aphrodite. But while she was splendid, she is also in tears, representing the superficiality of meaning of the things that we chase in life and the temporary nature of the emotions that we let govern our actions. It's temporary, fleeting. Her card is often associated with the heavy feeling of creating a pyramid of unattainable aspirations and the emptiness that often follows getting what you wish for. Okay, it creates a when you have a overabundance to achieve or to go higher than everybody else. It creates a black hole within the person. Okay, emptiness that follows getting what you wish for because you don't have it. So there's an emptiness that comes. So Azuli Dantor in her Petu form is a Seven of Wands, which is a fire element card. So she represents burning with overwhelming passion and the fine line between passion and rage. Okay, look at Diddy's personality. He was so passionate about things, but that fine line go listen to Kim Porter's book. It's on YouTube now. Some lady reading it. Between passion and rage was borderline schizo. Um, they got a term for it, but I forgot. It's narcissism, but it's something else. Stockholm. It's something else. I'll look it up. She is the creator of forceful energy. They gave it a name, as she dances to grind corn into something usual. But she is also desperately seeking a satisfactory outlet for that energy. It's chaos. Sounds like she's in alignment with the Shiva Nataraj energy, the creator and the destroyer. This can manifest into something beautiful when properly challenged, but also something very dangerous. Okay? So let's look here. We have Erzuli Frida Dahomey, which is Erzuli in her most beautiful state. Where, as you can see, she's flowing water, tears. See, tears, creating a river. So she's hurting within while looking beautiful on the outside. Notice that middle name. Anything synonymous about Louisiana and this name and this image? Okay, let's put it all together now because we got to understand that he had an appetite for certain things. Okay, so if a man tries to put on the energy of a woman, you understand, start letting it click. Tyler Perry, Big Frida, P. Diddy. Look at this. Now, this is when the deity has been done wrong. See, this is the energy that those men want to house inside of themselves. The glamour, the glitz, the shine, the beauty. They want all that part. But meanwhile, Erzuli's crying. Because the crying is eventually going to turn into this. Erzuli la flambeau. When you misrepresent the energy, when you mistreat children, when you're doing women wrong, or using their energy for harvesting things like this, you're going to wake up the flame inside of Erzuli. Okay? Right here, where she's stomping the ground with daggers, fire in her eyes. You wake up the flame. Okay? So what we're looking at is a spiritual thing. It is a spiritual thing. See, look, these are this is the goetic symbology, which they like to call it I think they call it Veve, but these are goetic symbols. And if you know, you know. These are goetic seals. See, these are ancient designs. This is not nothing made up now. Everything here has an elemental meaning. All of this has to come together in order to pull the energy through the eyes. A picture is worth 1,000 words. Understand? Look, in the middle is what? A heart. What is a heart? Love. But love can kill you. Love, double-edged sword. See? Material success. That's why she was called on by these people. Rituals, look, that involve Erzuli often involve possession, where the Iwa is invited into the body. What you doing down there at that water, my boy? Our bodies are 75% water. He had the water. That's a transfer of energy. You see? What the things are there? To achieve this, practitioners are recommended to embody the Iwa by dressing evocatively, and embracing tears of sadness. Okay, let's see. Let's look up that word evocatively. Evocative definition. Tending or having the power to evoke, calling forth, deserving to evoke. Developing, okay. Having the power to evoke, and especially emotional response. Look, evocatively. They want to dress evocative. In an evocative manner. Evocative is evoking or tending to evoke an especially emotional response. And what did it say? Rituals that involve visually, where the Iwas are invited to the body. To achieve this, the practitioners are recommended to embody the Iwa by dressing to bring an emotional response and embracing tears of sadness. We miss you every step I take. Do, 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 do. Every breath I make. I'll be watching you, missing you. It's kind of hard with you nod around. Know you in heaven, smiling down. That's a ritual, my boy. After you had this man killed, boy, that's a ritual, my boy. And you down there by the water. Azuli, that's what you're doing? That's crazy. So you sacrificing people to this deity for success, material success. That's crazy. You invited the Iwa into the body, man. It's crazy. Wow. Wow. She is the maternal factor in many elements of the world, combining with the masculine. See how they take these, what they take this, and they twist it and bend it to make it into something that they need to fit the agenda. Combining with the masculine. So you offer your masculine body up to Azuli to maintain important elements. Now you have this insatiable sexual desire, but really it's love. It's love for both sexes. Okay, let's see. Let's see where it says that. Hmm. Look at this. So let's see. Hold on. Let me see what I can see here. Hold on. Azuli is a Iwa within Haitian voodoo, considered the goddess of love and femininity. Okay. Now, this deity goes between the love goes both between men and women. Okay. Look at all the riches in this, you see. But the protector of children and women here. You see. They showed her in American God, not was it American God? Was it American Gods? Yeah. Yeah. The black woman, the black chick in American Gods that was swallowing up all the white men from having sex with them. There you go. Okay, now look. Azuli is a feminine and maternal goddess often called on as a protector of women. She is also associated with material wealth and unlimited desire and can teach the secrets of gaining what you want most in the material world. You see that? Did it? Okay, using voodoo. Voodoo is not African, it is American. Get that clear. She is called on in different guises and with different names. Azuli Dantur, Azuli Frida, Azuli Mansour. She is often portrayed as a Black Madonna. So the Pope bows down to Azuli. Why did he take his hands off the Magna Carta? Why did the Pope come forward and say we ain't got nothing to do with that manifest destiny? We ain't got nothing to do with it. They took their hands off of it. Why? Could Urzuli's wrath be coming down? Meanwhile, Diddy got Urzuli tatted on his back, and now he's facing the wrath of Urzuli? What is going on? What is going on? Interesting. When voodoo, Iwa are divided into various families, such as the Gede family, associated with the dead and led by Baron Samedi. Now, if you look into Baron Samedi, you will find multiple accounts of people that have tried to call on him that have ended up losing their lives. And the people that tried to call on him was not melanated and not from America. They got all the confidence in the world. They talking all this shit about this, and I'm going to curse you with this, and I'm going to do this. They have no power. They have to replicate only what has already been. They can't create nothing new. They can only use what you show them, what we show them. That's all they can use. Azuli straddles two families, the Rada and the Petu. The Rada are considered soft gods and empathetic. Associated with water, they are kind of empathetic. They map closely with deities worshipped in West Africa and brought to the New World. Now, West Africa is East America. Why do I say that? If you go on a map, okay, matter of fact, I'll just show you. That way we'll save time. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Western here. Now look, let me show you something. You can see it for yourself. I can see if they have a true delineation of the Western Hemisphere. All right. No, all I need is a map, yo. I don't need y'all to point it out for me. I just need a map. Well, I guess we could use this. Now look. So this is okay. The following countries and territories lie outside the Americas, yet are entirely, mostly, or partially within the Western Hemisphere. You have Africa. Look at these. All of these are down the west coast of Africa. Morocco, Mauritania, Madeira, Liberia, Ivory Coast, Guinea, Gambia, Cape Verde, look, St. Helena, Senegal, Sierra Leone, Western Sahara. Mostly Algeria, Togo, Mali, Ghana, Burkina. Now, one that they failed to mention was Nigeria. Nigeria is also in the Western Hemisphere. Okay. A lot of Nigerians look like American people. It's a mixing of blood that happened on those sites. Asia, partly, this is in Russia, so that's considered part of the Western Hemisphere. Okay. Europe, our people were all in Europe. Okay. Countries, dependencies, and other territories in the Western Hemisphere, but not the Americas. Okay, now look, we were all through Europe. See, these are more west in Europe. Spain, United Kingdom, England, Scotland, Wales, France. Our people was all through there. That's how you get castles and all of these major landmarks that you have in those kingdoms, is because our people was there to build them. Okay, they got to start telling the truth at some point. But before they start telling it, I'm gonna tell it first. Oceania, American Samoa, all of these islands are part of the Western Hemisphere. You see, Samoa mostly, look, Fiji, Rotuma, Tuvalu, look, Antarctica, Western Hemisphere. You understand? You got mainland Antarctica, East Antarctica. It's the least populated, fifth largest continent. Okay. Okay. So now that you see that a lot of our people, or a lot of the Western Hemisphere, or what they call the West, includes parts of Africa, Europe, okay, Oceania. Okay. You understand? So that means that our touch, our reach was within all of these places. This is how we were able to bring crops to Africa, um, and do things like this and spread all of these ideologies, especially when it comes down to um, building structures, living, how to live, how to bathe, how to, you know, cook food, how to do all these different things, all these different practices that we brought to the world. Music is because we touched the most western part of the Eurasian continent. We had access to it. See, that thing says Scotland, England, Spain. We was all through there. Feel me? This is how the black nobility came up into those regions, because we showed them. We taught the Africans. The history says it. You see, y'all want to glorify the worst of us and try to brand all of us with that, when y'all know that the opposite is the truth. The brilliance coming from our people far outnumbers the ignorance. You can even train us to be ignorant, and somehow we'll find our way into a state of brilliance. We do it all the time. Where do you think the cotton gin came from? What about the light bulb, the mailbox? How about roads, railroad? Many different inventions that ignorant niggas came up with, that the world is using to this day. The Peitu are associated with power, war, there's that word again, and destruction. There's that word. They are considered more powerful, but are also harsh and more unforgiving than the Rada. Their form is often credited to their creation under the conditions of slavery, but drawing a straight dividing line between the group on this basis is too simplistic. You see? As a Rada energy, or soft deity, she is known as Erzuli Frida, or Lady Erzuli. Okay? Big Frida. And considered a flirty goddess of love who cries tears of compassion like a suffering mother, Big Frida. She is also known as Erzuli Mansur, Erzuli the Blessed, as a representation of maternal love and a protector of children. See, this way you messed up. In this aspect, she is sometimes considered an incarnation of the Virgin Mary. There she is again, from the Black Madonna to the Virgin Mary. Interesting. The Loa is also called on a Granny Erzuli, or Grandmother Erzuli, as a kind of female elder who can share female experience and maturity. As a P2 deity, she is often called Erzuli Dantur. P2 are more harsh. Well, you gotta know what you're playing with, boy. Erzuli of the wrongs, and is called on to pass vengeance against those who mistreat women and children. And you got this on your body? And you doing this? As Erzuli Mapiangi, Erzuli the suckler, she supports women through childbirth. In the guise of Erzuli Uro, Red Eye Erzuli, she takes vengeance on unfaithful lovers. When she is Erzuli Toho, she assists those who have been slighted in love. You see? Oh, okay. Oh, see, no, no. But why are you calling her Black Madonna with child and knife? Protection of women and children. So I wonder, was this something that came into his life when he was a youth? See, all this is very, very interesting. See, because there are things that go on, and we only look at the final result of the thing that happened. So we give a reaction to what happened, what went down. It's just a final manifestation of it, so to speak. That's interesting. We're gonna leave that there for now. Very interesting. We're gonna be in here a lot. Look, you got Egyptian gods, European deity, voodoo, candomblé, Eastern deities. Now look, I just want to report this because I see that the news is trying to make a big deal out of it, and I feel like they're trying to harvest the energy from these people. So I want to do something right now. Okay. Okay. You had twin babies who passed away alongside their mother in Georgia, and they're the youngest known Hurricane Helene victims. Now, look at this, youngest known. Now, most of us are going to read that as the youngest known about. To this date, those are the youngest ones they found. Okay. Um, However, the youngest known, that's ritual talk. Okay. Okay. That's ritual talk. Mother and her twin boys, as a result of a tree falling, it hurt them. They were inside of a trailer and the tree fell out and took them out. Okay. So now this was ravaging in eastern Georgia. Now everybody's focused on Ashville. We're going to get to that too. So people are talking about Ashville, all this, and all that's cool now. But you got to understand the Rocky Mountains begins in Georgia, especially in the northeastern part of Georgia. That mountain range begins there. So we're going to have tragedies within our ranks. We're going to lose. There are going to be people that you know and love. We know and love. They're going to be lost to these things um, because of what time it is. So when these type of situations happen, and we appreciate ABC News for bringing light to their situation, but we also know that ABC News is one who utilize ritual, along with Fox 26, CBS, all of them. They use ritual to gain and garner certain energy. What do I mean by that? So this person, this story here, has been blasted all over media outlets. They've been blasting it over and over and over and over and over. What are they doing? What are you doing? You shall not gather the emotional support of my people in order to gain a pass for those that their nation has come for. It won't happen. Okay, it's not going to happen. You will not hide behind my people's deaths in order to bring sympathy to your people. Won't work. So you can tell ABC News, the more they practice this, the more they're going to bring down themselves. Y'all got to get out from under these demonic practices. We already know that the media is not our friend. We understand this. We've been through this. So for you to be broadcasting our people is normally something negative. You see what I'm saying? So now Kobe, Kaiser, Casimir, their names are broadcast all over the world. For what? You shall not use our people to gather our sympathy for that area, so that maybe there can be a pass on judgment. Won't work. Listen, my people that may be at the side of my voice, you might hear me, you might not. If you live in those areas and you hear somebody tell you it's time to evacuate, it's time to evacuate. Okay? And I understand her situation was a little bit different because she had the young babies. She had young babies, and they were new, less than a month old, and she didn't want to move them around. But Mama, you in a trailer, you understand? Somebody in her familiar group should have been wise enough to make her move around. Because on the same token, you have a lot of black people in the same areas that's saying that their properties was completely untouched. Meanwhile, everybody else got devastated. There's a lot going on, man. There's a lot going on. So we want to just take a moment of silence for the mother and her babies, and for those other people that lost their lives, because they were talking about Elder Williams. The baby was born on August 20th. See, among the other young victims, 7-year-old girl, 4-year-old boy. See, Kobe, a single mother nursing newborns, had told her family it wasn't possible for her to evacuate with such young babies. But she should have. She should have did it anyway. So it's time to be wise. Our people got to have wisdom, and also it's also lets you know that it is very important for us to be open to receiving the downloads and the messages from the higher spiritual plane, because it's how you're going to avoid these type of things. See, it'll tell you, okay, it's time to get up and leave. You listen to that nature, and nature going to be like, see, because I'm going to tell you something. You put a flock of sheep out there outside, and let a storm be coming, and watch how quick they get out of Dodge. Cows, dogs, birds, watch how quick they get out of Dodge. Well, what's telling them to do that? They don't have a Doppler radar. They don't have a cell phone with the weather app on it. And they don't have these things. So what's telling them to do that? Could it be nature? I think it's nature. Nature will send them a message. Hey, you need to get on up out of here. So the same thing happens for our people as well. You know what I'm saying? This is why it's important for you to open up yourself, especially chakra. You want to be elevated so that way you can receive the signal. You can catch the wave. It'll tell you, hey, yo, it's time to move around. All right. Boom, you go. Everything will be laid out. But see, as long as we're off balance, especially as a people, and we're trying to kumbaya it up, we're never going to be on the right wavelength. You know what I'm saying? We're going to miss it. So lives will be lost like that. I told you, we fell to the frequency of our enemy around us. We have fallen to the frequency of our enemies around us. Okay. That's sad, man. Now check this out. Now, first of all, because just to gain context over a thing, people seem to not believe that these things are real or whatever. So, people make a big deal about Ashville, Tennessee, and, talking about what's it called? People are insensitive, and this is and the third and all this. And, you guys are insensitive. You guys don't care about nobody but yourselves and all this. And I understand, but I don't stand under. You feel me? Because on one token, you can be vying for sympathy from people and, talking about how devastating it is to the people that's there. Oh, we got all these resources and we got this up here in this land, and we think the government want it from us and they want to take it from us. Interesting. Now it's just all about your plight and your problems that you're having on land that you stole from other people. Interesting. And then not only did you steal from them, but you then took the Indians that were living there and made them slaves. They were slaves. The largest slave trade in America was dealing with the true Indians of the American continent. So when you in the South talking about slave labor, they ain't got nothing to do with Africa. Just wanted at some point we're gonna put it all together. The only people that were being traded as slaves were the indigenous people of the American continent. So all them black people they showing y'all shucking and jiving and book breaking and all that kind of stuff, those are Indians. Okay. Now, a lot of our ancestors ain't know nothing about no slavery. We didn't feel that. And they live right here in the South. They didn't know nothing about no slavery. You see, they knew what was going on. A lot of them had to go work for the white man and do stuff like that, but they didn't know nothing about no slavery though. You know. So that was germane to a few places. That harsh hang you by your neck and do all this kind of thing. That was germane to a few places throughout the South, through few areas or certain areas in the South. That's where that was going on. Okay. Now, and I'm gonna pull up a video in a second here, but I want to show y'all this first. Okay, so hold on. Let me make this back full screen. Okay, and then let's come over here. Do this. Now, I want to just point this out because 2005 they had the levees that broke in New Orleans because people are trying to talk down on New Orleans like, you know, this stuff happened in New Orleans and, you know, the hurricane came through there and wiped them out too. No. You don't understand. See, New Orleans actually survived the hurricane. It was after the hurricane passed that the levees were then blew up. And if you listen to the people from New Orleans talk about it, you get a different perspective. Okay. And the flooding happened after the hurricane passed through. Okay. Now, let's go down here to the conspiracy theory part. You see how I do? Look, Nation of Islam leader Louis Farrakhan, among other public figures, claimed the levees were dynamited to divert waters away from wealthy white areas, which actually happened because only certain parts of New Orleans was flooded, like Bourbon Street, like all of the black areas, melanated areas, areas where strong and heavy voodoo influence still existed. Now you go down there, they got this washed over version of voodoo. Now you go into them spirit shops and them white folk want to sit up there. And I'm telling my people, look, man, this stuff is weak. All of this has no power. It's all weak. How you gonna take somebody else's culture and try to sell it to other people? That's weak. There's no power there. Those deities don't exist for this shit. It's weak. There's nothing here. It's weak. They expect you to come buy these tools and then put your own energy in it. This shit is weak. Where's the real voodoo? Then you see the person up there sitting behind the counter. If you want to know anything, you could come talk to me. No, I'm good. You don't. You know. You no. Get your ass back where you go. Because this ain't your area. But you killed the people. You stole the children. They talking about conspiracy theory. Those families were crying out for children that were picked up off of roofs by the government, and they never saw them again. Okay, now listen. The conspiracy theory reached the United States House of Representatives committee investigating Katrina when a New Orleans community activist made the claim. According to the New Orleans Times Picayune, this is an urban myth. Man, fuck all that. We know it's real. Reasons for belief in those theories have been ascribed to the decision by city officials during the Great Mississippi Flood of 1927 to set off 30 tons of dynamite on the levee at Cavern. Now, hold on. Because, hold on a second. All right, I'm back. I had to check on the baby boy. All right, so okay, so what they're claiming here is that it was bombed. Okay, the levees were bombed. Okay, and the Ninth Ward took the brunt of the city's flooding during Hurricane Betsy. You see what I'm saying? And they swept the Ninth Ward. The general disenfranchisement of blacks and lower class people, and the similarity of the sound of the levees collapsing to that of a bombing. Okay, so when it happened in 1927, all the water went to the black areas and the lower class people. So when it happened during Katrina, all the water went to the black areas and the lower class people. Somebody is trying to submerge the magic. You want to disrupt the magic to make it okay for your people to come in there and come live. See, if the magic is strong, they can't come in there. These people are, boy, is insane. Now, you just got to look at this stuff that happened. Now, look at this. I want to show y'all something. Because people don't think that it's about the sundown towns. And share this, please, which I'm going to make me a little mini reel or whatever I do. But people don't believe that this stuff is about the sundown towns. I'm going to show you something. Let's just keep it a buck, because all through them woods, all through the mountains, and them towns, all through there, them little small little towns through there with them signs up and all that. Okay, now let's just go down. Now look, this is a list of active Ku Klux Klan group since 2015. Okay, spring issue 2015 of the Intelligence Report, Special SPLC, Fighting Hate. Now listen, look at this. Alabama, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 groups. Okay, this is since 2015. These were active groups in 2015. Arkansas, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 groups. Well, I got KKK Radio. Hate. Now, Colorado has 1. Florida has 2 active groups, 2015. Look at Georgia. There's 2. Okay. Illinois has 2. But it's something about that middle part of this country, man. It's something about that Arkansas, Tennessee, Missouri, that let's just keep going. Indiana, 1, 2, 3, 4. And in my opinion, if you got more than 2, the ones that have less, you see there's less of that racial activity going on. The ones with the most usually have the most racial activity going on. Okay, now mind you, when it comes down to African Americans, who they're really hunting and attacking are the American Indians. It's always been a war on the Indians. Now, Indiana has 4. Kentucky has 4. Okay. Louisiana has 2. And I think that for Louisiana, I think this one is wrong. I think they have more than 2. I think they are way more than 2, because there's active lynchings that be happening in Louisiana. Maryland has 2. Maine has 1. Okay. Missouri has 1. Mississippi has 3. And I think that's going to increase, especially with the new laws being passed. Okay. Montana has 2. North Carolina, 1, 2, 3, 4. New Jersey has 1. Nevada has 1. New York has 1. Ohio has 2. Pennsylvania has 1, 2, 3, 4. South Carolina has 2. Tennessee, 7 they got. What? Tennessee has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 active Ku Klux Klan groups in Tennessee. Texas, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See how Texas is the way it is. Virginia, West Virginia has 2. Tennessee, out of the entire nation, Tennessee has 12 Ku Klux Klan groups active. That's insane. That's crazy. That's crazy. 12. And you tell me this is not spiritual retribution? It is. Look, 12? Look at this, bro. Look. Bro, look, bro. Look, bro. That's crazy, bro. Before I can even see the next name, I'm still scrolling. Look, that's crazy. So how many people do you expect a faction to have per group? No less than 100, 150, 200? List goes on. Hell, if you had 300 people in 3 of these, that's 900 people already. 1, 2, 3. That's another 9. 18. Look, 1, 2, 3. That's another 9. That's 20. What? 27. Oh man, 34. That's crazy. Or 36. That's wild. That's wild. You think it ain't no retribution to pay? You think these all of these groups in Tennessee is just on accident that they all centralized to Tennessee? Silence is kind of seeming like that's the central hub. You know what I'm saying? You got all this. It kind of seeming like that's the central hub. You take the head off the snake. Okay. Now, I got a couple things to show y'all on YouTube, you know what I'm saying? And then once I show y'all these things on YouTube, then I'm gone. Let's see. That boy, that crazy. That boy, that crazy. All right. I'm gonna go into YouTube. Let's go into Carnival. You deserve. Oh, let me go. Wait. Go playlist. Playlist. Information. Look at this. Now look at this, y'all, because we got to talk about these things matter of factly. We got to talk about these things with, you know, logic, reasoning, and wisdom. Okay. Now, on the surface, anybody would be like, that's really sad, especially since we've developed this false sense of everybody belongs in the same community. Excuse me. So we're supposed to, care about people who normally wouldn't care about us. You understand? So now here we go with these tears on TV. I understand it's painful to see, painful to watch, but I just got finished talking about Katrina. Feel me? And the things that was going on down there to Black people in that place. Nobody cared. Nobody's making a big, massive deal about it to go push towards the government to do things like this. But now we're being called to care about these people's situations. Meanwhile, their ancestors, a lot of these places in Carolina and Tennessee were major slave trafficking areas where our ancestors were hung, were burned alive, castrated, children ripped from their mothers, taken to places unknown, fed to alligators, and by these same people that's now sitting in front of you crying. Why do we say the same people? It's not the personality that has found its way into 2024. That's not the reality I'm talking about. So I'm not talking about the personality that's found its way into 2024. I'm talking about the blood. And we just went down a whole timeline of spiritual things. Now I'm talking about the blood. Blood was spilled in Tennessee. The Indians of Tennessee were slaughtered by invaders, foreign invaders. That's all you see here. Foreigners. They're not Americans. Their blood is not American. They only claim American because their people have lived here what they think to be long enough to claim American. You understand? But the things that have been suffered unto my people must be returned. The debt must be returned. The karma must be repaid. Will we lose people in this process? Yes, because a lot of our people have fallen in frequency to match the frequency of their enemy. So nature cannot decipher between your energy and their energy. You're on their level. And your people, you know what I'm saying? You love them in your heart. Like, the spirits ain't playing, man. This is not even about trying to what's the word? People say, oh, so many people online being insensitive to what's going on. It ain't got nothing to do with that. This ain't got nothing to do with that. The Bible says that your enemies must pay for what they have done to you. Your enemies, it's not talking to everybody. It's talking to a specific group of people. Your enemies must pay for what they have done to you. Balance. Scales must balance. You run around in somebody else's land, you driving boats and big trucks, and you got all this land and passing it down to generation to keep it away from the people it belonged to, the Indians. You flooded out our towns with people there, drowned our people, slaughtered our people, Rosewood, Florida, so many other places, the Devil's Punch Bowl, Lake Lanier, Oscarville. The list goes on and on and on and on and on. On and on and on and on and on. Raping women, killing children, sacrificing our babies. Like, it's just on and on and on and on and on. The list goes. And you think that the earth, that you're not germane to, that you're not organic to. It's going to allow you to keep running to Pensacola Beach every summer, and allow you to just keep living the same way. It's all good. Like, no retribution for your actions at all. Oh, no. It does not work like that. It doesn't work like that. You can't just knock down the statues and think the history go away. Think the blood ain't still screaming from the land for retribution. For retribution. And then you got to understand as well, the government is pulling out. FEMA, I'm going to show you what FEMA did. Let me show you. I'm going to show you. I'm going to exit full screen here. All right, let's look. Look at this. Look, FEMA does not have any more money for hurricane season. You think that's not on purpose? Look, FEMA running out of hurricane relief money while spending hundreds of millions on migrants. Look, you can't make this up, man. Look what I'm saying. Look at this. Department of Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro told reporters Wednesday that FEMA does not have enough funding to last the rest of the year, even as it has spent hundreds of millions of dollars on migrants under the Biden administration, and more hurricanes could be on the way. You see how desperate they are to get rid of the accounting for the stimulus package? They are so desperate not to be found out what that was for, who that was actually for, and what actually happened with it, that they're giving away money that's supposed to be for hurricane funding, for emergency relief. They done set up here and gave all the money to the migrants. Come on, man. They done set up here and gave all the money to the migrants, thinking that they're going to negatively affect us. This is why I have to tell you, my people, you must get on the right side of the fence. The spirit is not playing. There is no physical world supersedes the spiritual reality. It don't work like that. Notice how when they're in a time of calamity, the first thing they want to do is what? Call on a black deity, Christ, Jesus. Now you want to call on that. That's what's, because that's the power in this world. The bloodline of the Almighty, of the Most High, is the only bloodline that can pull that can bring miracles and magic. It's where the rest of the world got it from. That's why Diddy tatting it on his back, and then using it against his own people, and thinking that he's untouchable, because these people done took his manhood from him. You feel me? Thinking you powerful in this land. No, it don't work like that. Spirit coming for you, my boy. It's the way this go. This is the way it goes. Why you think they hopitated the responsibility of coming in here and destroying this land upon a specific group of people? They don't come in here and do it themselves because they can't. They go to Europe and be like, hey, y'all want a new opportunity at life? Y'all want to go to the new world? Y'all want to do this? Yeah, they put the hot potato on y'all hand. Y'all go over there and go kill them and hang them and lynch them and do all this. Y'all go do that to them. Here you go. And we'll give you the land. We'll give you their money. We'll give you this. We'll give you that. Y'all just kill them. Kill them for us. You see, it's always been easier to convince children to do things than it has to convince the wise. The wise are usually the older ones. They know better. They done been through some shit. They're like, nah, we ain't gonna mess with them like that. So you go to the Africans. Y'all going to go over there and go destroy them? No. No, we're not going. You can't go to the melanated Africans with that because they're not going to do it. See? You can't go to the melanated Mongolian because he know better. They're not going to do it. Nah. So who do you go to? You go to the Caucasian. He don't know better. He's young on the land. He's looking for a place to settle and call his own. See what I'm saying? So, hey, you go do this. Join the war. Go do this. And we'll give you this. And now that is reversing. The energy from that is reversing itself back within. See, this is what Trump was trying to help y'all avoid. He was trying to help y'all avoid this. But now y'all want to stand against him. That's the whole thing. It's like you're looking at a businessman. It has nothing to do with continuing of a specific bloodline to have a certain agenda over time. It ain't got nothing to do with that. This is the break. This is the anomaly. You feel me? So naturally, just like they did Christ when he was trying to put people on, they persecuted him. They did this, they did that. Not saying that this is the Christ. What I'm saying is it's a similar activity to persecute him, keep him from getting up in there, keep him from changing it around. Why would you want to just try to? Because the powers that be have marked their own people as expendable. All you people that's down here, you people that's been profiting off our suffering and doing all this stuff and working in these state jobs, and they want to try to look down on the Indians when they come in there. Oh yeah, that's y'all are up for y'all are expendable. Your own government has turned their back on you. You're going through a literal emergency. There's no water. A lot of people getting their lights back, but a lot of people don't have lights. A lot of people are still missing. A lot of people are coming up deceased. You know what I mean? Burials need to happen. Things need to happen. And your government has turned their back on you. They're gone. They done gave all your money to a migrant, to illegal aliens coming across the border. They've given them all the money. That is insane. Let's see what this says right here. Bruh, I just want you to put your email address. So hold on, let's see. What did I see? That junk is wild, bro. We are expecting another hurricane hitting. We do not have the funds. FEMA does not have the funds to make it through the season. Why is FEMA running out of money? Look, Key Source provided $20 billion for the agency's disaster relief fund as a part of a short-term government spending bill to fund replenish. They replenished it. That was a day ago. Hurricane. They done sent money overseas. See, that's what they ain't none of them talking about that part. They done sent a whole bunch of money overseas. The majority of that money they sent it overseas. Let's see. Because they use it to help the migrants. So they sent their junk overseas. Let's see. Look. More than 150,000 households have registered for assistance with FEMA, and that number is expected to rise rapidly. The devastation was especially severe in the Blue Ridge Mountains. Communities were wiped off the map, North Carolina Governor Roy Cooper said at a news conference Tuesday. Okay, look, close that. Okay, so the Blue Ridge Mountains. I was looking for a map. Many residents have no power or cell service. Several roads washed out, leaving people trapped or forced to find another way out. Come on, bro. Some are noticing warning signs that could spell trouble for tourism in Boone and surrounding mountain towns. Now, see, one thing that I know a lot of people were talking about were, let me see, uh, dams and Tennessee River dams, in Tennessee Valley. So you have dams that are, see, that people are afraid are going to break. So floods tore through them, caused massive destruction, caused people. East Tennessee. So this shows the river French Broad, Nolichucky, and Pigeon, and the dams that were hit hard by the floods. So you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dams that were hit the hardest. So these dams, people are afraid are going to break or kaboom. Hmm. It must say shortly after the Nolichucky and Pigeon rivers flow into French Broad River, Douglas Dam impounds the river to form Douglas Lake. The dam was spilling a record amount of water, 450,000 gallons a second, on September 29th to pass the water down the river. Though there were scattered evacuations below the dam, there were far fewer than upstream of the dam. So it was flooding more upstream than downstream. 450,000 gallons a second. Damn. Can you imagine the force on that? Standing in front of 450,000 gallons of water that's coming at you. That's a lot of water. It's wild, man. I'm telling you, it's just a crazy situation. Like, it's just it really is just a lot going on with that. You know what I mean? And people, we taking it like, we'll say like, okay, boom, it's sad, it's that the government need to help them. But there's more going on than just what's right in your face. Everything has a much deeper um, meaning and personification. And this is a warning. This is the one. It's like plagues. Like, it's a warning to the economy of America. Give it back. Stop playing. The United Nations found the United States of America guilty of genocide against the black and brown people of America. They didn't say African Americans. They didn't say Indians. They said black and brown. Okay. Now, once that judgment gets to the American government, now they want to hide it. Now they want to suppress it. But Trump says, okay, that you were found guilty. Okay, cool. Let's do business. So we found guilty. Okay, the United Nations says, here's the money. Y'all, they did a federal lawsuit. The American government paid the money. They paid the trillions of dollars. Okay, they paid it. And then the United Nations says, okay, there's a disbursement. This has to go to the people that were disenfranchised. Do you think that happened? No. All of a sudden, everybody gets a stimulus. When Trump didn't tell y'all to do that, now all of a sudden, everybody gets money. Even people overseas. What are you talking about? I didn't tell you to take them to Ukraine. That's not a part of it. Now everybody. So who done got their hands in it? What happened? Because see, what you don't know is that before everybody got it, it was only going to black people. This is why it was such a big uproar about reparations. That's why it was so much talk about where's our money, reparation, this, that, and third. They gave you the money. Trump tried to give it to you. He tried to give it to you because he's a businessman. You're not looking at, you just want to rob it. No, no, no. You got to look at what's in front of your face, what's happening, a person's actions, their conversation, the reactions to this. All these things make the big picture. Trump tried to give it back to you, to us. He tried. But these people that can't let go of this power structure, that think they're going to supersede the spirit with robots and technology, they really think they're going to win. These are the people that won't allow this shit to happen the way it's supposed to happen so we can move on. You feel me? Either way it go, America must be returned back to the hands of the original people. And the original people sit at about 43 million and growing because we're not stopping having children. We steady having children. Now they want to bring in Hispanics. You think that's going to help? That's not going to help. We steady having children. Return what you have stolen. See, the Pope took his hands off of it. We ain't got nothing to do with no manifest destiny. We ain't got nothing to do with no Magna Carta. I don't want nothing to do with that. That say that we took their land from them. We ain't got nothing to do with it. But the white people in this country, the people that's called the elite in this country, the Ashkenaz and all this that's running around in this country thinking they own and control everything, that's your biggest. The corporations, they don't want to die. The machine, it don't want to let go. And the people that benefit from the machine as well as control the machine and run the machine, they don't want to lose any power. Meanwhile, power is being stripped from right from under. Why? Because the true Americans are waking up. The true Americans, they're starting to wake up. They're waking up. Like the game is not working on them no more. Y'all better think about what y'all finna do because the earth is against you. The people about to be against you. Trump says, just give it back to them. And we'll rebuild. He's a businessman. Just give it back to him. Give it all back to him, fulfill the prophecy, and then let's rebuild from there. So he said, close the borders. We're going to handle all our own affairs in the house. Let's go ahead and be honest. Give them their stuff back. Okay? Sincerely apologize. Give it back to them. Let them have it. All right, well, you do what you do. You feel? Exactly. Mm-mm-mm. And this goes all over America because our people have migrated from the South into other variations of the country. So we've been all over the place. California, the Midwest, the North, for various reasons. But it's time to give it all back. Period. All right, y'all, man. I'm about to go ahead and roll up out of here, man. It's early in the morning. It's 6:15, so they give me some time to get straight for sun to get up. But I'm gonna holler at y'all later on, man. Y'all keep it easy. Peace.